What's going on, everybody? David Mitchell here with Friends of Train, episode 8, and we're going to be talking about some hotspots, aka rail fading hotspots. And for what I'm going to go with, it one that is new for this year, and it's the one up in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I'll be honest, I would never have thought we would have got a rail fan hotspot here in South Carolina. But we do. And it's crazy, like, I would never thought we get a freaking hotspot here in our state. Like, literally. It's just crazy. But, yeah.
Not the callers. Imagine that they're...
Oops, excuse me.
Hey, guys.
If they're my wife.
Sorry, guys.
But we do have a couple hotspots here in South Carolina. But that updates. There are no hotspots here in. There are no hotspot in downtown Charleston. The area that normally that would get Mo train to the Diamond right there, right under Interstate 26, and that didn't get about almost 30 trains if I'm right. But almost, because there are a lot of trains that go over the Diamond from not Union Pacific, but from Norfolk Southern and CXX. Sorry, everybody. My hair. I need to comb again. But yeah, the thing is that all our hotspots here in South Carolina are inland, like near Columbia and past Columbia. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why. Heck, there was probably a time that we did get a lot of trains to the point where we would have had hotspots, but that would have been a decade ago. Oy. Excuse me. Let's see what Chicago will say before I invite him in. I am not doing that again. Wait until the guys join. But because there are hotspots in every state except for a Chicago rail fan. What are the hotspots in your state when it comes to rail fanning?
Chicago.
I know, but what are the most popular spots that you can get to without trespassing, you know?
The south side. But, take a risk there. You may end up with a few bullet holes.
Well, the gangbang. Hey, I need to ask, were you serious last night or were you just joking about it?
Oh, no. David. I was totally serious. I was gonna go to South Carolina. I was gonna just ditch and leave my parents.
Dude, I was just messing with you because I knew you were joking about that. But yeah.
Well, I actually wouldn't be surprised if you actually believed it.
Dude, I did not. I knew you were joking. I sometimes just play along because it do get boring sometimes, you know? But yeah. But
Yeah.
I know you do got some on the west side too, like some hotspot, but that on freight railroads, you know? I know the
Come on,
west.
David. You're gonna put another war zone in Chicago?
Oop. Well, Chicago is a bunch of gangs. Am I right? Am I right, Chicago Rail fan?
Yeah.
Because everywhere you go, it's just gang popping gang. You know? But we do have hotspots like Railfan and hotspots up in the upstate of South Carolina. And they're probably one up near Columbia, but that probably on private property, you know? But most of the public hotspots are up near Greenville and Spartanburg. So, yeah. It's Chicago Rail fan. What hotspots for rail fan would you like to go to? Because I know you got the racetrack there.
Well, which racetrack are you talking about? We got a few.
The Metro North racetrack with the BNSF.
Oh yeah, that one. I don't really go there that often.
But you know you can get a lot of train from that.
Definitely, especially with a lot of trains there scheduled.
Mm-hmm. I know. Heck. I'm thinking about, that right, Winter War already happened, so never mind about that.
You know, perfect timing for you to start streaming actually, because I just got home.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get home around 12, so I did wait it until you got home. But, yeah. But,
Wait, how'd you know?
because it usually the time you get home on Saturday's night.
Yeah.
Am I...
Don't ask what I'm doing then.
But, yeah. Alright, I know there might be one up in Maine, but that would be very difficult, you know?
Yeah.
Maine...
By the way, you should probably drive around your state or anywhere around here to find like good rail fanning hotspots. I'm tired of seeing Ravenel 500 times.
Dude, I'm going to try to get some friends, you know, to get me to drive around, but freaking gas is so expensive right now.
Dude, you live in rural South Carolina. Don't be complaining to me. Gas here is like $40. You
Dude,
probably have it for like $3.
It's $3.80 a gallon.
$3.90 here. Almost $4.
But that's still a lot, man, you know?
Although I will admit, if you go out to the rural parts of Illinois, like just barely out the suburbs, you'll find some real cheap gas at $3.37.
Heck, the gas stations at a part of my Walmart, the gas there, $4 a gallon.
That's because it's in Charleston, isn't it?
Well, it's on the outskirts of Charleston. I live 15 minutes from the outskirts of the city. But, yeah. Oh.
Oh, someone joined the Discord.
Oh,
okay. I know who this person is. Okay.
Oh boy, I do too. Invite him to the chat.
I can't do that. I don't have any privileges in this server. You can do it.
Alright, well, I'm going to give you... because we do need to add an extra admin, you know?
Yeah, I noticed this Discord server is a little empty here. You know, it'd be nice if you polished it a little bit or make it more organized.
I know, but... dude, I'm mostly working most of the week. By the time
I'm mostly free every day.
Dude,
It's never over.
that's the thing. When we're younger, we're mostly free most of the time with the energy, but don't have the money. But when we're in our middle age, like adult, we have the money and the energy, but we are not free. And when we're old, we have the money and the time, but we don't have the energy. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever noticed?
Kind of. Yeah, I've seen those as I get older. And we're joined by a game show host and a cruise ship.
Hey, well,
Not a cruise ship?
up.
I mean, battleship. I'm not a battleship either.
He is a Great Lakes freighter. Thank you very much.
Oh boy, here comes Edmund Fitzgerald.
An auxiliary fleet oiler. Bada bing. Bada boom. Bada pow.
Sorry, I'm not an expert on...
Edmund
it's
Fitzgerald.
I do not expect you to be an expert on ships.
What about the Edmund Fitzgerald? That big iron ore ship?
I feel the ground shaking right now.
Wait, like for real?
No.
Words cannot describe my anger every time someone mentions the Edmund Fitzgerald.
That's why.
Oh, I get it now.
I always hear it. Will you ever hear about the Edmund Fitzgerald?
Dude,
No,
it was an iron ore carrier.
Personally, the Edmund Fitzgerald is one of the more overrated Great Lakes iron ore ships that went down.
And ironically, it took it down by a rogue wave that actually made it snap itself in half. You know? Like, rogue wave actually jumped the ship up at an angle and the back end hit the ground underwater. And that force actually caused the ship to snap in half. That would kill and blow right there.
That is not what happened at all.
Then what happened then? Or what actually happened? Or not then, what actually happened?
There's way more behind that investigation than anybody else knows.
Well,
Pretty sure the investigation came up inconclusive.
they did said it was a possible rogue wave that took the ship down.
Possible.
Yeah, but that's just a possibility. That doesn't mean that
There's
they've
so much
included
other
that.
things, including stress on the structure, on the ship's structure itself. Like I said, there's plenty of other things.
But yeah, but let me get back to what we're talking about. Like, what are your guys' hotspot when it comes to rail fanning? Like, that get more than 40 trains per day.
Like our personal favorites?
Yes.
Like that we go to, or just in general?
Personal favorite and general. Both.
Okay, so I don't really have a personal favorite because I don't really do a lot of rail fanning, and that's because I don't live in an area that gets that many trains that frequently. Closest place would be, I forgot, but it's a ways away from where I live. But as for places in general, I've thought a really cool place was Santa Fe Junction in Kansas City.
Yeah, that, I'm not gonna lie, that a pretty damn good, cool foot play. Seeing some of the videos that come out of that play, damn.
Yeah, like that one Union Pacific derailment that happened on the bridge.
Oh my god, I want that video live. Like, I was literally eating lunch, watching the cam, and next thing I know, and I seen it happen, and I said, oh shit, here we go. Like, I seen the cars moving up and down, and I automatically knew, saying, oh shit, we got a live derailment, and I would eat a lunch. Then when my lunch break at work, and I was watching Virtual Railfan, and I saw it all happen. That was fucking nuts. But I don't.
I've seen way worse. Trust me.
But yeah, so what are our hotspot? You know?
Plant City. No, I'm kidding.
Oh
Don't go
god!
there. It's horrible.
Don't.
mention Plant City.
Don't. The guys in Charleston Railfan, they talk about that, making memes about that all the time.
Hi, this is Alan Smith.
You know Plant City overrated.
Not just overrated. It's absolutely stupid how that place exists.
Not trying to be a hater on the people who like going there, but Jesus, that the place don't even have any good views, you know?
Nah,
Find a better spot. Like your place is constantly your spot is constantly run by Alan Smith of all people. He's constantly there.
Alan Smith has a monopoly on all Plant City content.
Exactly.
Heck,
That's why his content's shit.
you know,
exactly.
heck, not Danny Hamlin, Dan Harmon, he always tried to avoid that area all the time. He don't the biggest one from a distant signal, he don't even go there.
Yeah, because Danny Harmon is basically
You're more
the
of a Giga
best,
Chad.
and Millennium Force is the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I don't know if he's the absolute worst, but he's pretty bad.
No, Millennium Force is horrible.
Agree. Heck, the only reason why I follow him on YouTube is if I'm just waiting for the hiccups.
Oh yeah, like when he threatened to sue a couple of kids that called him out on him being an asshole at the Plant City Junction.
Yeah. Heck,
Yeah.
not trying to be crazy, but he looked like a pedophile.
That's what I hear all the time, but
If it's true, then why does he have a freaking YouTube channel with almost 500,000? Or technically
I
almost
don't
1
think
million.
it's true. Plus, I think it's incredibly.
Look what happened to Call Me
dubious.
Carson.
I think it's incredibly dubious to throw around claims of pedophilia like that, especially when you have zero evidence for the case. Which, in the case of Millennium Force, we don't really have anything. That's not to say things won't come to light, but as of now, I think it is very unwise to assume he is a pedophile, especially with the implications and damage to reputation it can have.
True.
So I'd say, I know that, sure, he's a complete idiot and a buffoon, but I wouldn't call him a pedophile.
You're right. It did
I
that.
wouldn't go that far to ruin someone's life. And believe you me, I would ruin someone's life even if I didn't want to.
Heck, a lot of people try to, who are, like Danny Harmon, he tried to avoid him at all costs,
Good. I would avoid Millennium Force at all costs.
Just don't go to Florida in general.
The only place,
But I miss out on Danny Hartman.
heck, there are some places that I want to rail fan in Florida and Georgia, One is that new railroad, the Florida and Gulf and East Coast. One that's
Florida Gulf and East Coast.
CXX sold one of their lines in Florida back at the beginning of the year.
Oh.
And a new railroad is running on an old CXX line. But, yeah.
Insane. Crazy even.
Hey, what about Brightline? Because I know they're about to have a freaking hotspot right there coming from Palm Beach to Miami. Because of Brightline and 40, I'm at 40 East Coast.
They don't run
But I mean,
that often, though, do they?
Well, with Brightline, they're gonna have a bunch of trains. Like it's like 36 or 24 trains a day, something like that.
Yeah, and add that with the 12 Florida East Coast freight trains, and you're going to have freaking almost 50 trains on that line. That right there going to be a freaking hotspot in itself.
Well,
The
I
whole-
disagree. There are plenty of. I don't think a transcon or just a very busy railroad corridor is really enough to warrant a rail fanning hotspot, unless, of course, the amount of trains on there is incredibly diverse. Because I think any transcon, like, I know the ATSF line that BNSF has that goes from Arizona can see up to, like, 109 trains a day?
Mm-hmm.
So you get trains all the time, but we're not going to be seeing those kinds of frequencies on the FEC main.
I know.
Yeah.
Unless if there's, like, an incredibly cool spot along the alignment
There
to
is.
get trains from, which, well, where?
Right there where Brightline and 40 Eco split off for the 40 Eco new extension that will be open in 2022 to Orlando.
That's nowhere near Palm Beach.
I know, but that past Palm Beach and that right in an area that I'm going to say a lot of people are probably going to try to get to by truck pass and did to get to a spot did to catch trains right there when it finally built.
In my opinion, a spot for like a rail cam to be set up is probably going to be put in by suggestion.
Mm-hmm. True. Hey, what about the Wait, let me see. What about Waycross, Georgia? You know that point.
Waycross? I mean, I
It
wouldn't really put one there because not a lot of traffic. It's on a freight line.
It's not the freight line. You get Amtrak trains on that line too.
But I'm pretty sure the criteria is somewhere that's going to have a lot of traffic.
Oh, Waycross, Georgia.
Yeah, I know there's Amtrak there, but CSX doesn't always run multiple trains on the same line.
Well, the trains on that line right where the virtual rail fan cam is in Waycross, Georgia, they get about 60 to 80 trains per day. In that one.
No, that's not. No.
Because track is double mained. And it's very popular for rail fans.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It may have a double main, but that was because back in the 60s, they were running more trains than currently.
True.
There is not 60 to 80 trains on that route. That would be even higher density than the Northeast Corridor itself, including all commuter rail freight operations and Amtrak operations.
I don't think that's true, Jay. I thought, like, the NEC could see up to, like, 132 trains, like, a day in the busiest sections, like, where, like, in Newark, New Jersey, or across the Portal Bridge, or through the Hudson River tunnels.
You right?
Like, that section. I thought those were, like, the busiest sections of the corridor, and they could see up to, like, 110, 120. It was a lot of trains, if I remember.
Yeah, he right.
I believe I just because I just looked it up. It says more than 2,200 trains daily, but that doesn't account for return trains.
Mhm.
That accounts for return trains per se. But like,
is it 200 for the Hudson River tunnels? Or
like
where is it?
for the entire corridor itself.
Oh, okay. I was
still-
gonna say that's way too much.
Mhm. Well,
But if it's for the whole corridor, that makes a lot more sense.
I know reason why Rail Car Georgia get a whole bunch of trains because 6 lines actually meet in that town. Like 6 railroad lines. Like
Which ones?
the A line, the Fitzgerald sub, and I forgot the R one. Damn it. But there are 6 lines that go through that town. And all of them converge on a double main that go right through that town.
There's 4 lines that come in there.
Well, there's actually, yes, there is the diamond that's there just northeast of the CSX yard, but I also see a branch in downtown Waycross that goes due east. I had to like Hoboken, and I think this, where does this go? Goes to Dock Junction, Brunswick. I don't know what it is. And I know there's another line where it splits at like Denwood or Deanwood.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know this area very well.
Well,
But
I have a friend who lived there in Waycross, and he said that they get a whole bunch of trains, and it's a bona fide hotspot because of how it's set up. Because they get a lot of train like every 30 minutes to an hour, a train go by. Because of
What
how,
ad did you put on your stream, David?
dude, I don't have the software yet to do that. That's the reason why I'm doing it that way. I don't have the software yet. Maybe one day, but right now, not so much. Heck, the town of so popular, like Raycross is so popular, they even have a freaking CX locomotive on the billboard to their town. You know?
or it could just have been to advertise the nearby rail yard. I mean, CSX was probably hiring.
No, the town is very, very rail fan oriented. I'm not even joking. They have a hotel caboose. Hotel cabooses, freaking train theme restaurants, and a freaking model railroad store, model railroad club, a lot of businesses, a little railroad museum. Like literally, town is freaking oriented for rail fans. For rail fan and tourism. I'm not even bluffing. Even Danny Harmon brought it up.
Oh, they won't. They'll sink money to the railroad, but they won't put money into their own airport. Crazy.
Hey, well, that's something good. I'll lead it to the
It's
railroad.
not only good because if you have an airport, it's just going to sit there and it's going to be detrimental to your property value.
Well, the airport is not an international airport. It is a small private airport.
It's still going to have the same effects on the property value.
It's still going to, yeah.
And plus, there have been bad rumors about that airport. My friend,
They're
Like
just
what?
rumors, no evidence.
Like what?
let's just say there was a double murder in a hangar on that airport before the hangar was torn down.
A murder?
Yep.
Ooh, haunted. I'm so scared.
Goes to a
But
pilot.
I doubt that.
Hey, well, he
I
did.
wanted to build the Rathmendel train station.
Oh,
but I
come
was
on with
murdered
that
here.
joke. Come on with that joke. That joke is already old. But what do you guys think about the hotspots in Texas? Like some of the rail fan and hotspots there?
I don't know. I'd ask Dan about that.
Yeah.
So, like Texas and Pacific, or I'm trying to think of some places where.
Northwestern.
Because I know that there are some cool rail fanning spots in Texas. Like, I know that there are some good ones from some of the people I heard from Texas.
Like where? Because I don't know any.
Like, around Dallas, Houston. Like, they're in an area in Houston where they have 4 railroads meet up, and one of them is a regional.
4 railroads?
Yeah. And I can't remember what the railroad name is, but I know KCF went through the time and now going to be...
Kansas City Southern?
Yep. I know Kansas City Southern used to go through there, now going to be CP. Canadian Pacific.
So I do know BNSF and Union Pacific. Union Pacific especially has quite a presence in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And if the third one's KCS, what's the fourth one?
Fourth one is a short line railroad.
Called
In Galveston, or?
I can't remember what it's named, but I know there are a shitload of short line railroads in Texas. Jesus.
Yeah,
Like,
but they're spread out all across the state.
Yeah, I
I
know.
know several as well, but
well, there are 10 of them in Houston alone. Like, Jesus Christ. 10 in Houston. Oof. My friend told me that it's very hard because of all 10. But yeah. Do you guys think about any hotspot in Colorado, Montana, or anywhere else?
Colorado and Montana have the mountains, so I keep thinking there's this former Milwaukee, Maine that it's either the Milwaukee or the Great Northern that goes through the mountains somewhere, and you got some amazing views in the mountains. I think it was Great Northern because they were running near Glacier National Park.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Great Northern part is now part of Montana Railway.
No, it's part of BNSF.
Well, but are you forgetting about BNSF gave that to Montana Railway back in the 1980s? Like,
no. I'm pretty sure that the BNSF Transcon that runs through Montana is on former Great Northern trackage.
yeah, but there are part of Montana Railway that was part of the Great Northern and also the Milwaukee Road. Like,
yeah, but that doesn't mean they own the Transcon in the northern part of the state.
well, Transcon, that's true, but the area that near Yellowstone, like, well, Montana Railway had an area that was part of the Great Northern that actually went through Yellowstone before that all pulled up by the 1970s and 80s.
Through Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
Yeah, there
you've been gone through.
Yeah, there you've been trained to Yellowstone National Park up until around the late 70s.
Well, they're probably trained to Yellowstone.
Not anymore.
Through Yellowstone.
There was.
Hold on, let me pull up I've got a KMZ for the Great Northern on Google Earth. I can look this up myself.
Look, Yellowstone National Park trains, and you'll see some crazy stuff.
Also, remember how you said there was a double murder at the Waycross Airport?
Yes. That was
completely false.
Oh,
I found nothing on it.
So it not.
Best I could find was an article about a woman who was murdered and stuffed into a toolbox.
Ouch.
Oh, So not double
It
murder.
wasn't a double murder.
So what? A
That
single
was from
murder.
1990. October 28th of 1990 that was from.
And that was at the
It happened,
airport.
like, at the airport, did it? Or near it?
It happened at the airport. They found it in an aircraft. That happened in October of 1990.
And well, my friend was all about being that, but I was right about there was a murder at the airport. I was right, but not double murder.
You were quick to know about double murder.
You were so far off that even a hippie would have gotten that right. That is saying something.
But if you did think about it, it's still a murder at the airport, like I said.
Not a double.
Hey, it's not a double, but it still counts.
I mean, it wasn't really a murder at the airport.
It was a murder which they found evidence of
At the airport, exactly.
But yeah. Hey, have you found what I was talking about with trains in Yellowstone?
So far, I've got the Great Northern, the Milwaukee Road, and the Northern Pacific all open on my map. And all of them stop just south of the Montana-Wyoming border. Closest one that gets Yellowstone is a line from Livingston, Montana to Gardner, Montana.
That one
go through Yellowstone.
That one out we used to. The Gardner one, you had to go right to Yellowstone. There are actual...
Yeah, it was Great Northern that went through.
Yeah,
this is a Northern Pacific line.
Yeah, there are actual photos of trains near the geysers.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Oh, show us the photos.
Proof for
Big story didn't happen.
Let me tell.
Same idea, Highcast.
Let me go to Google and find the photos.
Make sure to post in the Discord server.
I know, but look up on my live stream and it'll be up there.
All right.
Let's open historic aerials, per se.
Trains
That's right, fellas, we're
in
going to
Yellowstone
historic areas
National
today.
Park.
And we're going to tell you if this happened.
1 minute.
Stone.
Trains in Yellowstone National Parks. God
Oh, here
damn.
it is. Gardner Station, Wikipedia. Okay. Gardner Station was a railway in Gardner, Montana, served by the Northern Pacific Railway. Gardner was the southern terminus of a branch line from Livingston and is at the northern border of Yellowstone National Park. Passengers would be shuffled to and from the park via stagecoach. The station was designed by Robert Reamer in a rustic style. Passenger service eventually diminished from Gardner, and the station was torn down in 1954.
Oh, so
Yeah, this was Northern Pacific, and it never went into Wyoming, let alone Yellowstone.
well, there is a photo with a train near a geyser.
And when did you recall seeing that photo?
I just pulled open Google Images, and so far I haven't found anything. All I keep finding is results for the railroad in the Black Hills.
1 minute. Well, I'm going. My phone gets it. One minute.
Yeah, I don't think it's there.
I'm out looking it up right now. Because I'm looking it up. It's just that my phone is acting up.
Your phone like your wife's. It's the same one as mine. It works perfectly.
Mm.
Okay.
I found some photos.
Okay, so I'm looking at a map of the Montana Rail Link, and it looks like it's mostly just former Northern Pacific tracks.
It is.
They might Yeah, but you said it was Great Northern.
Technically, it was owned by both.
No.
I have
Pacific
found,
and Great Northern are two different railroads.
Well, I
found an aerial topographic of Yellowstone National Park, specifically near Old Faithful Geyser, and I found no mention of rail lines there whatsoever. Zilch. Nada.
Alright. But yeah. Hey.
So, Northern Pacific is not the same as Great Northern. Sure, they merged together during the Burlington Northern merger, but they were two separate railroads prior.
Alright. But I need to ask. For anybody rail fanning this week?
Nope. I think it
Yeah, I'm
did
probably
actually
gonna do it once in a
I
while.
didn't post it.
Heck, if I get lucky, I might try
Until
this
the
week.
ankle gets better.
Heck, I've been getting better with my angles. That's for sure. Hey, speaking of that, what about Maine? Like, anybody thought about rail fanning up in Maine?
Hell no, I want to go on your main
Now.
10-foot pole.
Well, I live nowhere near Maine, so
I'm about 100 miles east. The best I can get is Exeter, New Hampshire.
Because a friend of mine been talking about Maine have the fantastic rail fanning. Like,
well, it's a beautiful place, and
It's
they've got
true.
some interesting bridges there.
heck, anything that is up in the northeast with like Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and New Haven, some of the area got them good rail fanning spots. You know?
Yeah, maybe rail fanning spots. I know the railroads are kind of crap up there because Pan Am, but
True. But I'm talking about like some of the other short line railroads, you know?
I live on a short line. I practically live on pretty much two.
What two short lines do you live on?
New England Central Railroad and Pan Am Railways. Well, Pan Am's more of a class 2. But
Pan Am is a regional.
yes, but it acts like a class 3 sometimes.
True.
Oh shit, it's packages.
Heck, if it would have acted more like a class 1, it would have probably survived, you know?
I don't know about that.
Well, buddy, it wasn't really Pan Am who fucked themselves over. It was their predecessor.
True.
Guilford Rail System was so horrible. They were garbage, complete.
Heck, that is actually so true right there. Some of the stuff that they did, you just got to think about what the F what they thinking. Because they were thinking of some pretty dumb shit.
What were they thinking?
Let's just say they tried to did with some of that never happened, but I was talking about someone who actually used to work for them. He said that they were talking about doing electrified train up in Maine.
No, they weren't.
From him,
They
he
never
told
talked about that.
they did back in the 1980s, but he said that
No, they did not. They did not at all.
Well, I know people that you guys don't know.
They did not. I know people who worked for Guilford Rail System, Boston, Maine, and Maine Central.
All right, well,
Buddy, they never even said anything about electrification up there.
but yeah,
No, what state are you from?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
But we do have some
Makes
old.
sense. You live nowhere near Maine whatsoever.
But we do have a couple retired people from Maine who live down here. They are in their freaking 70s, that for sure.
Hey,
They're in their 70s. They could probably be dimensional. Like, they could be fucking so messed up in the head because of dementia.
God damn it.
Probably true, but yeah. But heck, I know you got Canadian National in Maine now.
No,
Or
it's
not
Canadian
National, Pacific. Like, you got a freaking Class 1 going through Maine and getting ready to have another Class 1, a.k.a. CXX. So,
That's
shit.
if they decide if they can buy Pan Am,
That's
which I
if-
don't think they will
That's
because
if
the service
STB
engine.
clears a merger.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think the STB is happy about the Pan Am CSX merger.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie, but I do think something is going to go wrong. Heck, the merger out we supposed to happen. The merger already did happen. I'm not joking. The merger actually already did.
No, it did not.
Or wait, did? Because they said the merger was supposed to happen in November.
Yeah, but mergers can be delayed, and they can meet the same fate as Southern Pacific Santa Fe.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. That would have been cool if that happened. You know, seeing the
No, it wouldn't have. It would have. The Southern SBSF would have controlled 75% of California's track, 85% of Arizona's, and 90% of New Mexico's. It would have been a big-ass monopoly that would have had horrible consequences for the area.
Yeah, you're right,
There would
but
have been no competition.
yeah,
That
but
would
it,
have been bad.
but it would be cool seeing the chroma code. You know,
The what?
you know the paint scheme.
Rollicom?
Yes,
Photochrome?
One that they shouldn't have painted so fast.
yes.
Yeah, exactly. I should have done that. Now you look like page 56 of the Kama Sutra.
But yeah, but I know CXX got a monopoly down in Florida.
No, they don't. There's the FEC.
I know.
There's so much shit in Florida you do not understand.
No, to be fair, CSX is basic in terms of Class 1. CSX dominates Florida, and the only thing that really stands in their way of controlling all of Florida is the FEC.
Now they did lost a bit line, or technically they did sell up one of their big line to another railroad back to year 2. You know.
No, I don't.
You know the Tallahassee sub. CXX sold it to another railroad.
Is that the one that the Sunset Limiter used to run on?
Yep. They sold it. Now Class 2 runs it.
CSX Tallahassee subdivision, Florida Gulf and Atlantic Railroad, Main Line Deck, blah, 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 blah. CSX Panhandle Line sold to Rail USA. Okay.
Mm-hmm. They sold it to a regional.
It was actually pretty recent news, too.
Yeah, I knew that before you guys did.
Well, I don't keep tabs on the Panhandle.
Hey,
And I probably wouldn't unless the Sunset Limited was proposed to come back.
hey, well, I know if they want, now with CXX not owning it, Amtrak could make a deal with them to work the track, and they can run.
I don't know how that would be any different than with CSX.
Because that railroad looked more for a partner rail than ours up. Like, they talked about it one time in another area back a couple years ago. But
Yeah, they might talk about it, but that doesn't mean that they want it.
Hey, well, the line only get about 5 to 6 trains per day.
Maybe. But that doesn't mean that these regional, what you call regional lines, want them. There's probably a good reason.
Technicality. It is not a regional line until it exceeds a certain amount of, money generated per year, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we call those Class 2 railroads?
Yes.
Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3.
Heck, we only got one Class 2 here in South Carolina, and that the Lancaster and Chester. The Lancaster and Chester is the only regional we have here in the state.
Okay.
And
I mean, that's not unusual. There are actually plenty of states out there with no Class 1 or no Class 2s.
mm-hmm. Technically,
That doesn't seem highly unusual.
I know Georgia got 2.
Okay.
Florida got technically 2, well, not 2, but 3 regional, and got a whole bunch as Class 3s, and technically they do got Norfolk Southern, but that up in the Panhandle only.
Norfolk Southern's a Class 1.
I know.
Not a Class 2.
I meant Class 1. Norfolk Southern is Class 1, and that only in the Panhandle, the upper half of Florida. CXX run the bottom half, you know?
Well, CSX, they sold their line on the Panhandle, so I guess they own... I was going to say they own the rest, but that's not entirely true anymore.
I know. I'll be honest, I do say it was a bad mistake by CXX. It was kind of an F-up right here. Because, I'm not going to lie, but it's something that I'm not going to lie, CXX did F up right here because it was a move that railroads do not want to make, and they did. So, with them selling the Tallahassee sub, I don't know what they were thinking, but that was one of dumb moves. Right there.
I mean, that's not really a horrible thing because they still are going to make more money.
Well, and also keep in mind that it costs money for railroads to even have railroads at all, simply because they have to pay property tax on the line. And if the line doesn't make money, no matter how long it is, it might just be better to get rid of a line simply because it costs more to keep it up and to pay for property tax than any profit would be made off of it. So it's
no reason. Well, Tallahassee sub had about a lot of trains on it, like a good amount to keep money in it. It did that. They were trying to run trains around it because of PSR. Like, I'll be honest.
PSR, that's a common argument I always hear. And, buddy, most of that's false.
Heck, a lot of people in the railroad business hate it. My cousin, I'm not saying his name, he worked in Benefit Yard here in South Carolina. He a track maintenance and he go out and maintain the trains and check if there are any defects and all that. And he told me a lot of people are hating, and I mean hating PSR. Can't blame them.
But here's the thing. PSR, it's only hated because of what Norfolk Southern did.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's misrepresented by those absolute...
But there was there one worked in that Canadian National. You remember them? Canadian National was worked. Remember back when, I forgot the guy name. The one who worked for them but moved over to CXX.
Hunter Harrison?
Yes. Him.
So basically the inventor of PSR.
Yes.
Yeah, but what he did, he actually made it so it actually made sense. Norfolk Southern is a crappy off-brand.
Mm-hmm. Heck, the SC1 coming out of Trout and heading up to Spartanburg to the car plant They did it up there where they had freaking DPUs in middle of the train, and the trains were not even that long. Like, literally, and it was causing so much problems.
There's more logistics when it comes to DPUs than trains not being long or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's way more logistics to that.
Wait a minute, I thought the problem with PSR were the trains were too long, not too short.
Well,
That's
Norfolk...
literally what PSR is. Train too long, train bad.
Well, thing is, it's like Norfolk Southern on the SC line with the SC line only gets 7 to 8 trains per day, and it Norfolk Southern only line to Charleston, South Carolina to the shipping port, where they can get cars on autoracks. And thing is, NS, because the autorack and the intermodal trains were not that long, they still literally did it, you know? They literally had trains that were not that long with DPUs, you know? 1 or 2 of them sometimes, heck, even 3 of them. They did it for about 6 months, and then after that, they stopped. But yeah, it was just a waste on that line. But yeah. Hey, what do you guys think about the hotspots up in New York? And I'm not talking about New York City. I'm talking about the whole state. Because I know they got a lot up there.
Yeah, but the problem is, while we may know about the famous ones across the U.S., like Santa Fe Junction and Horseshoe Curve, we don't know every single quote-unquote hotspot for rail fanning.
True. Well, I do have my own spot right by my house with that thing only get about 22 trains per day.
You live along a main line.
Yeah.
That's barely a hotspot.
Like, we only get 22 trains.
Yes. Fucking hot main line with Lord knows how many trains.
Hey, that's what I'm telling you, David. If we built the Ravenel train station there, you can get...
Chicago Rail fan, can you please stop with the joke? Come on, man. That's so just...
Ravenel train station, 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 Ravenel train station.
Jesus.
God damn, I guess you going ham.
It's been recorded, so
Perfect.
Someone's gonna make a fucking beat out of me saying Ravenel train station 3 times as fast. Go ahead.
I don't really want to now.
No.
Drop a sick beat.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ravenel train station, Ravenel train station, Ravenel train station, Ravenel train station, Ravenel station, Ravenel train 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 station.
But yeah.
Dude, I was just getting into the beat.
It's hard to keep it going. I'm not much of a rapper, so.
All right. I need to ask you guys, what are your guys' favorite short lines?
Short line.
Like class 3.
Freight run South Shore Line count?
Yeah, that does count. Because all they use is 4-axle locomotives, which are pretty cool and rare.
What short line are you guys talking about?
Well, the Chicago South Shore Line, which I don't know if that counts as a short line.
It does.
Yeah, they do. They're technically a terminal company.
I really like the Iowa. What is it called? The Iowa Interurban or something? It's in Mason City, Iowa. That one's pretty cool.
That I'm not gonna lie, that one is cool. I've seen the videos of the line. I mapped the area out on Google Maps. Now I do got a couple. There's one up in Buffalo, New York, that have 2 alcos, And if you have in scale and you have enough room, you can actually model the whole line without having to do any modification in a room. And up in Buffalo, New York. It's a pretty cool one, and they have 2 alcoves. The other line actually here in South Carolina called the PD River Railroad, and that one used a GP locomotive, and I mean the rare kind, GP9s, first generations.
Give our GP9 back. That was actually ours before the BDRV took it.
No, they were bought and owned by the railroad.
No, give us it back right now, or we will be angry.
Just send some phone over there.
I'm not joking.
But what are the other short lines that you guys would?
New England Central.
Yeah, New England Central. That is a good one. Jane with the Vermont. The Vermont and the Green Mountain. Now those 2 are good.
Just say Vermont rail system.
Yeah, the Vermont.
Literally the same thing at this point.
Yeah, it is. I have to agree with that. Now, you do got them nice good short lines up in Maine, too. Some in Montana. But, yeah.
Well, short lines are everywhere.
See, my personal favorite is with the New England Central is we have pretty sure some of the last 2 remaining ST9s operating.
Not quite. There are none of railroads somewhere else.
Some of the last remaining ST9s are on the New England Central.
All right.
I guess I really like the Twin Cities and Western line that runs between the Twin Cities and Appleton, Minnesota.
Oh,
They also have their subsidiary that runs south of them from Northwood Young America. It's the Minnesota Prairie Line that runs from Cologne or North Young America to Hanley Falls.
Oh, that good. That a good line, They freaking have U-boat and alcoves,
Yes.
Freaking have a whole roster of alcoves and U-boats, Pretty cool because there are not that many railroads that have them type of locomotive left, Like, literally, there are some night, and they freaking have a roundhouse where they put all the locomotives at. I'm not gonna lie, but that's pretty cool, If I am ever in Minneapolis, you bet you're behind that I'm probably going to try to rail fan the lines,
I bet. All my money.
But yeah. Heck, I know Tennessee there is a short line railroad in Tennessee that have 2 SW15s that they use. And those are some rare locomotives too. And it's a short line that have an interchange with CXX and Norfolk Southern and have a couple of customers, And they do, like railroad magnets and all that for rail cars. That interesting. But, yeah. Now, is there anything in Delaware you guys are thinking about?
No.
No.
Because
State.
I know Delaware got some pretty nice short lines, Like, literally.
Where if they run them, though? It's a pretty small state.
They got 4 short line railroads, and Two of them use the Alcos. And
Of course, if it's the Alcos, Dave will be there.
hey, Alcos are some of my favorite locomotives. Heck, we have a steel mill up in Columbia that still have two Alcos that they use. So I'm probably, if I ever get a chance with my friend who live up near Columbia, I'm going to have him take me and my wife up there, and we're going to try to catch some of them on video one of the day operating. Would be pretty interesting. But yeah. And they're at
I'll send you a picture of an Alco locomotive and the railroad chat in the Discord server. See what you think of it.
Dude, I have a freaking N-scale RS3 in N-scale. You know? I have a RS3 in N-scale. And that's something that I have. But yeah.
What do you think of that?
Let me see. Come on.
Damn, it's pretty fire.
1 minute. That right. India, they still use Alcos, you know? I'm not gonna lie. Seeing Alcos in a country like India still working, that's pretty badass. You know? Like, literally.
It's running real good there.
Really? But, yeah. Hey, what do you guys think of short lines in California, you know?
Which ones?
Turn them to trails.
Oh, fuck trails. Trails are boondoggles. Like trails to rails.
Revendell Station Trail. Revendell Station Trail. Revendell Station Trail. Let's go.
Come on. Well, I'm probably getting ready to go to bed. Because it is...
Revendell Station. Revendell train 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 station. This remix will be available on Spotify in about 2 days.
All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the live stream. And is there anything you guys want to say before I cut the live stream off for tonight?
You know, I'm not going to lie, you know, I, like, literally, yeah. Revendell train station, 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 Revendell train station. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I think it sounds like nutritions have train station. Yeah, I can't do it. My mouth goes numb after like 10 seconds.
All right. Well, you guys have a night, and see you some other time.
Buenos noches.
All right. See you. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the antics. Because that kind of went a whole different ball game for what I was thinking about. But it was really good. Please like and subscribe. Hope everybody having a great Saturday night. And I hope everybody's sleeping well. And greet y'all. And Got you, Val. and have what a fun time. Yeah, I tickled now. But yeah, please like and subscribe. And I hope everybody having a great weekend. Hasta vista, guy. Bye. I hope everybody have a great night.